Previously on the Fellguard. Our story began 5 years after the events of Season 1 with a terrible tragedy. Marvian Ashford, the leader of the Fellguard, is dead. And our heroes, having spread out across the Dueling Serpents, Oliver in Silver Oak working on his less than honest book tour, dealing with his fan, his manager, and some thugs who owe money, he owes money to. Pepper is in Midshore trying to get people to join their support group while also dealing with the effects that Vergalath had on them. Voxy is in Dawnspire still working as the champion's apprentice, and during her last fight with the monster, Voxy noted a strange smell around a recently dug up cemetery, and Xerus, working with his parents with the Order of Light in Glint Harbor, chased a man into the sewers, finding strange symbols and foul smells as well. Our heroes then each received a letter telling them that they were summoned by the Fellguard to attend Marvian Ashford's funeral. And after arriving, our players made some awkward small talk, catching up with their lives. Pepper and Oliver stepping outside to chat about Oliver's lies in his book. And Xerus was stopped by a half-orc named Kashar, who recognized him from the Breakfast Company, saying that he wanted to sit down with the others at some point and talk of their adventures. But it was then that Voxy and Xerus started to sense that smell again. And looking around the room, they noticed that waiters were acting strange, and before they could stop them, the waiters each pulled a scroll out of their sleeve and cast a spell. Gas exploded from the scrolls, killing the waiters as well as many party-goers, and it was then that Xerus got separated from his parents. Voxy and Sarah jumped into action, and one of the waitstaff cried out, "From the children of Orcus, I command thee, feed," and cast a spell, causing those killed from the deadly gas to rise again and begin attacking and feeding upon the crowd. We ended our session seeing Nesh the scribe, Roland the dwarf, and also Oliver's nemesis, and Kiris Amberfall of the Moonlit Grove, dead and resurrected. Just in time to see the casket open up and see Marvian Ashford's body sitting up and turning to look at them. Also, one of the horrible tragedies that happened was the loss of the breakfast hut. Also, thank you. But our story does not begin in the party hall. No, our story begins 5 years ago. It's early morning, and the sun is shining, and the breakfast company is sitting outside the breakfast hut in the courtyard. There are many people going about their day, chatting, eating, working, and it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. One by one, everyone passes by the group who was all sitting in a very strange and uncomfortable silence. All of them thinking intently, but finally the silence is broken by Oliver.
I've got it!
What?
What we need is a team battle cry.
What?
A what?
A
Go
team battle cry. A battle cry that we all use to signify our membership in the team.
And we need this because...
This is a standard practice of all powerful and successful military organizations. I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah, but like, why did they do that, Oliver?
Camaraderie, morale, to frighten the other warriors on the opposing side of the battle.
Okay, so you're saying that instead of just attacking, you are going to shout something, and then they will be afraid?
This is standard warfare psychology. I don't understand what's difficult.
Okay, so
All right.
what is the very scary, intimidating thing that you think yelling out will be? Like, what will our battle cry be?
I'm very glad you asked. I've workshopped
not.
several, and I am prepared to offer you what I think is the best possible choice. By the shaft!
I'm just gonna shake my head.
Why?
You want us to yell that when we're starting to fight?
Yes.
What was your thought process behind this one?
I'm very glad you asked, Pepper, because this one has layers. See, when you have the superior warfare weapon, the spear, of course, it is made of two parts. It is made of the blade as well as the shaft. And it matters not how sharp and how finely crafted the blade is, if the shaft upon which it is affixed is not sturdy. If you have an amazing spear point, but your shaft is weak, then you will surely fail. Likewise, for all of our blades that we carry. Your sword, the tips of your arrows, well, you don't really have a sword, Pepper, but...
Yeah, I don't really fit into this equation well, huh, Oliver?
Your magic is your blade. And likewise, we are the shafts that sturdy and strengthen the points of our warfare. So, if we were to live by the shaft and try to be the hardest and sturdiest and thickest that we can be, then we are destined to succeed.
You watch
and they
as
will know this when we charge into battle.
you watch as a woman stands up, covering her son's ears and making the meanest, grumpiest face at you, and walks away from where you guys are seated.
Oliver?
You see, it inspires fear even in those.
I'm just concerned that you workshopped a bunch of ideas and this is what you came up with. What was number 2? Do I even want to ask what number 2 was?
What lost out to this?
Well, to be entirely honest, most of them were some variation on just shake staff. But I thought that you wouldn't really find that to be cohesive for the breakfast company.
Okay, Oliver.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to put this gently. I can't think of any time in my life, for any reason whatsoever, that I am going to ever use the phrase "by the shaft."
We hard cut back to the present. In the midst of combat, people are screaming, people are running, zombies are tearing into the flesh of partygoers. Xerus, you look around, you can't spot your parents. You're not sure where they ended up. You look in front of you and you see Nesh, the orc zombie, is slowly shambling towards you, blood pouring out of his mouth, nose, and eyes. You look to your right as you see another man screaming in pain as Roland tears into his stomach, ripping apart his midsection. And you look around frantically, and you don't know where Oliver is, you don't know where Pepper is, and you can spot Voxy on the floor slowly getting up. What do you do?
First, looking around for anything I could use as a weapon or any weapon that anyone has on them.
Okay, so you saw that Roland has a short sword that is attached to his belt. It's clanging around on the ground, not even being used right now, as a zombie is attacking another patron. You can also see that there's silverware that is all over the ground, or not the ground, excuse me, the tables. Well, some of it's been knocked asunder, I'll say. But there's no like actual weapons in this place.
Okay, I want to disarm the short sword and then also grab a knife and double wield.
Okay, so you grab a knife off a kitchen table and run over towards Roland. Roland turns around with this as he turns to look at you. Go ahead and give me, we're gonna call this a grapple, because you're basically trying to steal something away from him. So you have to overpower him as a zombie. Ooh, he rolled a natural 19. What'd you get?
Okay, what am I rolling with?
Roll a strength check here. It's a contested strength check. He has a dirty 20.
Nat 20.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. So meets it, beats it. So in this case,
First
you
roll of the game, son.
see some nat 20s in the chat. Okay, so you grab onto the sword. Are you pulling the scabbard off as well, or are you just unsheathing it and pulling it back from him?
I'm sheathing it. Yep.
Okay, shing, you pull the blade back and spin it around, and you can see that this is a beautiful sword that has been presented to him. A ceremonial sword for sure. This is not going to hold up very well in battle. I will tell you that now. You probably can get a couple good hits out of it, but there's a chance it could break. Voxy, you are currently on the floor, starting to get up, spending half your movement to do so. You see as 2 zombies are heading your way. What are we doing?
I'm also gonna look around and see if I've got any weapons anywhere near me.
I mean, there's silverware. You don't see any actual weapons nearby, though.
All right, so I am going to grab 2 knives.
Okay. Grab them off the table and wield them in your hands.
And I'm gonna lunge at these zombies. Are they standing next to each other?
Yes, they are slowly shambling their way towards you, and as they shamble, blood is pouring out of their mouth, leaving a trail of crimson on the tiled floor. And as they walk up, you see a couple people run in front of them, and their heads turn as they start to pay attention to the other party goers.
So I'm gonna grab their attention, and I'm gonna lunge at them. And these are, I assume, like kitchen knives, steak knives.
Yeah, these are
I'm
like
gonna-
very, very think like kitchen knives. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a neck shot on these guys.
Okay, gotcha. So go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right. Are the? I got a 17.
Okay, that's absolutely gonna hit. So go ahead and give me a roll with your D4, please.
All right. That is going to be a 3.
3. All right. So
yeah, 3.
3 total.
Yes.
Where's my little notepad?
'Cause I don't think I get any. I don't get any modifiers on this. So.
Gotcha. No
kitchen
worries.
knife.
All right, so you grab your knife and you cut it across this creature's throat, and it just starts to pour out blood, but it doesn't seem to be reacting the way that a normal creature would. We are now going to cut out to the outside as a... Oh, you've got your other thing. You can attack with your... make your second attack if you want to.
Oh, that's right. Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that horde breaker.
Yeah.
I'm calling that in. So then I'm just gonna roll the 20 again for this one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 13.
13 hits. Roll damage. Another D4 for you.
4.
4 points of damage. Beautiful. All right, so you cut across this other one as you see a long wound appears in this zombie's chest. The zombie looks around, not really perturbed by the pain of this seemingly, but now has something to focus its hunger on as these 2 zombies move in towards you. We're gonna now cut outside to Pepper and Oliver. Pepper, Oliver, you hear screaming coming from inside the wake. It sounds like something horrible is happening. As you run into the hallway, you can see guest after guest after guest sprinting out of the room. You can hear shouting and you can hear screaming from inside. What are you guys doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
You see somebody as they're running past. You catch their attention, and they go, "Something happened! People are dead!" And Kate takes off running.
I look at Pepper, and I say, "Would you be willing to fight with me one more time?"
One more time. How ominous. That sounds like we're going to die here, Oliver. I don't want to die here.
I know, but you were very frustrated with me, and I didn't want to impose a big commitment on you.
Oh my god, people are dying, Oliver. We have to go. Yes.
Run in.
All right, so the 2 of you run into the room, and what you see is absolute chaos. There are people who are screaming and running. Tables are being flipped over. People are falling into each other and trying to drag themselves out of the room as these zombies, there are possibly a dozen or so that are all over the place. And as you are staring at this, you can also see that there is pockets of yellow gas that are still slowly dissipating in the room. Anyone who is caught in the gas, you can see is holding onto their throat and choking as blood starts pouring out of their mouth, nose, and eyes. When they collapse to the floor, you watch as a beam of energy strikes them, and they slowly rise up and begin to start fighting and attacking others. Looking around the room, you can see that there are people who are standing still. There's probably about 6 of them that you can see from here. These people look like they are wait staff who are looking around, and one of them has their hands up near the front of the room, and walking in front of him, you can see Marvian Ashford, but as a zombie walking up.
Okay. Do we see Voxy or Xeris at all?
Voxy and Xeris are in the midst of the crowd. They can, you can see them, but their backs are basically to you.
Okay. Do they look like they're holding their own?
They're trying their best. Xeris is currently facing off against Nesh and Roland, and you can see that Voxy is fighting against 2 other zombies.
Okay. Outside of that, are there any like pockets of people that are being like non-warrior people that are being attacked?
Yes, absolutely. So looking to your left, you can see as Cassius and Indani, Xeris' parents, are being currently pushed back by a group of zombies who are attacking them and a couple other patrons of the party. With their group, you can also see that Kashar, the half-orc that was speaking with Xeris, is kicking back against one of the zombies. When he kicks back, the zombie goes flipping back and lands, flipping over a table before landing on his head with a sickening crunch. He grabs under Cassius's arm and lifts him up with Indani on the other side as they both lift him up and carry him out back towards you. Indani looks rather shaken, and Cassius looks like he's hurt.
Okay. But they're actively escaping.
Yes, they are running out the door. As you are standing there, though, Kashar goes over, taps you on the shoulder, and says, "You, come with me," and keeps running out the room. What are you doing?
I look at Pepper and
He turns back. "We don't have time for this. Oliver, come with me."
I go.
Okay. You take off running as Kashar and you are running down the halls. Pepper, you're left staring up at the room. What are you doing?
Where is Calland?
Calland is, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
That's a 2 on the die.
Okay.
So that's gonna be bad for me. Yeah. Yeah, that is well, it goes to a 6.
Okay.
So,
You cannot see Calland right now. You know that he was in this
Yeah.
room, but you cannot spot him.
okay. Where are these the wait, like you said there's 6 wait staff. How
Yes.
close are the closest ones?
To you, the closest ones, there is one who is just on the other side of the... there is one who's just near a table as Cassius and Indani are being dragged out. You can tell that this person, he's not focused on the door where people are, he's focused on the center. And as he is casting something, you can see that an illusionary magic is currently being cast. And a large symbol is starting to unveil itself on the centerpiece right above where the casket is. And you don't recognize this symbol immediately, but Xeris, as you are looking at the room fighting off these zombies, you notice it, and it's that same exact symbol that you saw earlier over in Glint Harbor.
That was tattooed on that guy.
Yeah. So Pepper, to answer your question, there is a one of the waiters who is facing away from you, facing towards the casket with his hands raised, casting illusionary magic.
Okay, I would like to throw a what am I gonna throw at you? I'll throw a witch bolt at this dude.
Okay, so what does Witch Bolt look like for you?
So with Pepper's the magic, they like reach into their body, into this like unseen thing, and then rip out this like orange energy, and it like they have to like form it quickly into like a beam, and then it like shoots out as like almost like a whip, like connecting like their hands to this guy.
Very cool. So you pull this energy from your chest as it's swirling and chaotically moving around. And as you're able to sort of focus it, you send it out. And as it sends out, it slams into this person. Go ahead and roll to hit for me.
Okay. That is going to be a 15.
15 is going to hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
Where's the D12? That is going to be 9 points.
9 points of damage. Beautiful. All right, so this,
And then-
yeah,
Can I do something? Can I do a bonus action?
absolutely. What would you like to do?
Okay. I would like to, how close are, Xeris and, Voxy to me?
So basically, in the way it's set up, Voxy's on the far side of the room, and Xeris is on the closer side of the room. Think of it as like there is a large rug that is cutting through the center of this room. They're on either side of it. Closest to you is
Okay.
Xeris.
Would you say that Xeris is within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would like to yell out to Xeris, and I'll be like, Xeris, your parents are getting out of here! Do well! Kill things! Like you're good at! I hope you're still good at them. And I give you inspiration.
All right, Xeris, you look over your shoulder just in time to see Pepper on the stairs shouting at you. A feeling of confidence suddenly surges within you as you look back to see the two zombies heading your way, Nesh and Roland. We're going to cut now out to the hallway where Oliver is currently running down the hall with Kashar. Oliver, you can see this orc. You've never met him before, but he spoke to you by name.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah, he is a tall man with his hair very, very long on top, pulled back into a tight bun, completely shaved down to the skin on his sides. He's a large tattooed orc, and as he is running, he is wearing this beautifully ornate armor that is sort of more for like casual like wear for an event than it is for like practical use. But he's got this like half cape pauldron that is currently blowing back behind him as he's running. As he runs up, you see him go over to run up some stairs run down some stairs, hang a left. You're keeping up as best you can, but he is fast. And he runs over, and you see him run up to a door, and you instantly recognize this door. This is the door to the armory.
Oh, okay.
He goes over, and you see him make eye contact with you as he rears back and kicks in the door. It slams in and makes a huge sound, echoing throughout the halls of this building. And you can see now inside there are dozens, hundreds of weapons to choose from in here. What are you grabbing? You can only grab a couple things at a time.
I'm gonna grab a longbow, if there
Okay.
is one. I'm gonna sling a quiver over my shoulder and then
Okay.
look around for a second, and grab, I don't know, like a rapier, I guess.
Okay.
Or something that like the nastiest looking like sword that doesn't look like you need to be able to be very strong to hold it. I'm
Okay,
looking for the best finesse weapon I can.
Understood. So you watch as he grabs a couple items too. He grabs a short sword. He grabs a large mace and a great axe that he lugs over his shoulder. He looks at you and says, "Got what you need."
Yeah. How did you know my name?
We don't have time for this, Oliver. Come on. And he takes off running back towards the party. As he's running, he walks over to the main door where Pepper is still currently standing, casting Witch Bolt over at the other person. And he looks into the crowd of people. And as he looks out at them, he shouts out the words, "With me, champions!" And as he does so, you hear as both Voxy immediately turns, hearing the words champion. You also see Sarah and Zan, one of the other champions, as well as... Hold on, I have his name. Where's his name? There it is. Kralziash, the other champion, the Dragonborn. They all turn and rally up with Kashar. And he looks out at the at the crowd that is fighting, and you see him say, "Let's show them how easily we monster hunters handle a few men." And he takes off running into the crowd. He leaps over a zombie that's diving for him, parrying another one away, and the creature slides away from him, letting out these ragged cries. He spins around, flipping over another zombie's shoulders, catching one of the waiters by the throat. Kashar then pulls him in close, headbutting him, and then holding him up by the throat. And then there's an explosion of fire on his shoulder. Kashar hardly registers this on his face as he turns, kicking a chair up into the air, grabbing it with his other free hand and spinning it, throwing it hard at the waiter who just fired a mote of flame at him. Using the same momentum, he chucks the other waiter into this man before he rushes over at him and kicks the absolute shit out of him. You watch as both Sarah, Zan, and Kalkriash also run out and start fighting as everything is going down. Now, Breakfast Company, what are we doing?
Okay, so do I see Oliver walk through the room? Like,
you see him arrive at the door, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna make eye contact with Oliver. I'm gonna hold the Roland sword and point it towards him. I'm gonna say, "Oliver, by the shaft!" And I'm gonna stab Roland in the throat.
So you call out, "By the shaft!" and as the zombie is sitting there dragging along the blade that is currently cutting into its throat, its mouth still gaping, trying to reach you. Go ahead and give me a roll with damage real fast.
Okay, hold up. Oh, roll with damage. I don't even have to hit.
Yeah.
It's just
No, you've already hit him.
Sweet. So that is 5, 6, 7.
7 points of damage. Beautiful. So the blade stabs into Roland's throat, and he is still marching forward along the blade. You feel the tension and friction as the skin is pulling along the blade, its mouth snapping at you, trying to get to you.
Can I 2-arm strike with the knife, like, into his head?
Absolutely, you may.
Okay.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You just grab the other one, stab it into his temple as you watch his eyes. One of them rolls slightly to the side as blood fills it, and he goes limp. All right, so everybody, let's go ahead and roll initiative. Woo! As we jump over to our battle map.
9.
9. Beautiful. All right, so
17.
It is chaos abound in this room.
Oh
Wow.
gosh. You weren't kidding.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Xerus, you said you had a 9?
Oh.
Yes. Where is who? Okay.
I'll explain it when we get there. Pepper, what'd you get?
Yeah.
I got a 13.
13. And Oliver, what'd you get?
I got a 7.
7. Beautiful.
Just a 7. Listen, a really cool guy with the same haircut as me knows my name. I'm a little like,
All right, so let's see here. Do some rolling for them.
Oh god damn it! Is that calendar right in the middle of everything? Can't. Come on.
Should have rolled better on that perception check.
I love how you're like, oh my god, my parents, and I'm like, no, not my middle-aged roommate.
All right, so let me explain what we're looking at here. So if you look on the screen, you'll see that there are people who are dressed as, there are wait staff. They are in the yellow circles. The zombies are all in red circles, and the guests are all in blue circles. And all of the like named NPCs that we've dealt with so far are in the purple circles. I'm not going to be moving and rolling for every single person. That would be an absolute clusterfuck. So instead, what you guys are fighting, hey, thanks for the follow. We've got you guys versus the wait staff that are here, and then zombies will be making appearance halfway through the whole thing. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
All right,
I
so
I think so, but I'll catch up as we go.
no worries. So very, very top of the order, rolled incredibly well, is our red, we're going to just, for all intents and purposes, call him a cultist. Our red cultist up at the very top, right over here. They are going to go first. So you watch as they bring their arms up, and they noticed everything that happened. We watched as Pepper, you shot Witch Bolt at one of the other cultists who actually was hit. So I need to make a note there. And you watch as they raise their hands, and they are going to point at you, and they are going to have you give me a Constitution saving throw, Pepper.
Okay. Oh man. I'd like to use Tides of Chaos, please, to re-roll that.
Sure,
That was
absolutely.
not good. Let me double check on. Okay. Before I get it back, I have to roll on Wild Magic, but that does not occur immediately. Unless you want it to, Jordan. That is a much better. That's an 18.
Say again?
18.
18 just passes. So you feel this spell begin to take hold as your vision darkens for just a brief moment, but noticing that this is an arcanic effect, you shake it off as best you can and realize that the one on the far end, the one on the staircase, just tried to blind you. Now it's going to be the one who just got hit by you by that witch bolt. They are going to turn around and is going to try and attack you with... I need you to give me another... Let's see, another Constitution saving throw for this one.
Good. That is a 19.
19, beautiful. Okay, you also feel as this beam of sickish green energy shoots out from this cultist palm, slamming into you. And as this hits you, there is a strange feeling in your stomach, this feeling of pain and anguish that begins to fill you, and you feel this sickness bubbling up. But again, you're able to push back on it as your energy fills your chest. You are not going to be hit with this ray of sickness that slams into you as well. So then next up is going to be Voxy. You know, I'm going to actually have this cultist move a little bit, so they're going to run over there. That one's going to stay where he is. All right, your turn.
All right, so this one right here is the one that's casting on Pepper right now. Is that correct?
Yes, the one that was green just sent... yes, so the red and the green have both just sent spells over.
Okay, but the purple one and the orange one are focused on me. And then remind me who this the blue guy is. Ooh, this is a little loud. I need to turn my music down.
Which one are you looking at?
The guy in the blue circle. Which one is that? Who is that?
There's
right next to me.
Oh, that is just a random. Circle. It's just a random person who's part of the party. Just a random patron.
Great. Okay. Good. Just want to make sure. Innocent bystander. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do. I still have my knives, and then, but the zombies that I hit with the kitchen knives.
Yep. I was gonna say, you watch as Oliver runs through the door, and he is carrying tons of armor or tons of weapons on his shoulder. He looks like he is stocked up. You do still have those two zombies right in front of you. They are not down yet. If you were to run out of that space now, you would definitely be hit.
Coming at me.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to. I'm gonna cast Silence on red dot.
Okay.
Right there.
Fantastic. What do they
Yeah.
have to make?
That's what I want to do.
Voxy, you can get more of them if you target a little bit further to the south.
That's true. It is a 20-foot radius
yeah,
sphere, so it's going to encompass 4x4 grid.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'll aim it to get. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think here is the best place.
Okay. That's where you want it
And
to
then I
be,
can
the
get-
center?
Yeah, I think right there, so that it'll get this one, blue dot, red dot, purple dot, and then the 2 zombies next to it. But
Also,
will it get the
orange
blue
and
dot?
I think so.
yeah, I think it'll get them too. There we go. Thank you.
All
That's
right,
as
so
much as it'll get. I can't get
you-
blue and orange dot.
Wait,
Okay.
no, it's a radius, so it should be 4 in either direction from that point, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you're right,
It
you're
says it's like a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. And then
there you go.
the
So if you wanted it to capture things, it would have to be like here, basically, in order to hit all of them.
It should be 2 squares bigger.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because like if the because the
Are you-
because the radius is 20
Oh.
feet, so it should be 4
Oh,
squares
I
in
see.
either
You're
direction.
right. You're right.
It's technically
yeah.
8x8, not 4x4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate how they do
Yeah.
that.
Sick.
Just say the whole thing. All right, so you want to do
All right.
that? Is what you're
But
saying?
I don't want to. I'm gonna pull it. Can you pull it up 1 square? Because I'm not gonna get Xeris in it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Would it affect
Yeah.
me?
Would it affect?
I mean,
Xeris
basically,
doesn't
what
really
it does
have
is
spells.
it's just an area where sound cannot be like cast in here. Basically, so if there's any spell that has a verbal component, it won't be able to be cast here. This is a concentration-based spell, though,
Yeah.
Voxy. So if you get hit during this time, I'm gonna have you roll a check, a wisdom save, to see if you're able to keep up the concentration. Okay?
Mhm.
Con save.
Yeah.
right?
So I will do
Oh.
that, and then so that's my action.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a
It's
con
casting
save.
that. All right. Con save, and then after I've cast that, I would like to. Does that count? Can I do the bonus action? I'm gonna take a slice at the because I have a 2-weapon fighting.
So
Am
that
I
was going
allowed
to
to
be that's your
do-
action that you just cast your spell.
Sure.
So you're not going to be able to do another action. If you wanted to try to move, you could, but they're going to incur an attack of opportunity against you.
Yeah. All right, then I will just hang tight with that spell because I don't think there's a lot that I can do without provoking
Fair enough.
anything. So I'm gonna let that spell go.
Oop, sorry.
No,
and
it
I'm
stays
gonna,
up.
And then I'm gonna go. Or yeah, I'm gonna keep.
No, I
that
know, I
there,
pressed
and
a
then I'm
button
gonna
accidentally.
yell over to Oliver. I'm gonna yell at Oliver. Just get his attention and be like, Oliver, by the shaft.
By the shaft!
Everyone screams
'cause I
out
want
by the
that long-
shaft.
I want that bow.
All right, so next up is going to be Kashar, who runs over to this this one cultist and is going to attempt to. You see as he pulls his great axe out and in one hand spins it around and is going to swing it, slamming into the cultist's gut. They double over in pain as you hear a shriek come from them, and then he is going to whip it back around and slam it into him one more time for a beautiful hit. And actually, green one is dead. You watch as he is completely, his head is cut clean off as it falls down onto the ground. Thankfully, Pepper was able to cause a little bit of extra damage there at the very beginning. Kashar turns around as you see he grabs his weapons and he tosses them onto, or he looks to see who he can toss them to. He has a short sword, a mace, and a great axe. Anybody want any of those weapons?
I'll take the short sword.
Okay, absolutely. So in the range, he's gonna,
I'll double wield short swords.
yeah, he's going to see if he can toss it to you. So go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. Oh, he rolled a 17. Yeah, as long as you don't absolutely biff this.
That's like a dirty 20. So
Okay,
yeah.
beautiful. So he takes the sword and tosses it, and almost in slow motion as it goes end over the crowd of zombies as they are reaching, trying to grab it. You grab it
Throw the
and
knife
come
and
down
catch the sword.
with two short swords in your hand, ready to go. Pepper, your turn.
Okay. So the guy I had Witch Bolt on
Is dead.
dead.
Currently
But
dead.
I can move Witch Bolt because
Yeah.
it's still up.
Absolutely.
So I would like to move in, like, can I get on the table here?
Yeah, absolutely. You run and jump up onto the table. It's not hard for you to do that.
Cool. I would like to be up on the table and move Witch Bolt to be on this I think that's blue.
Blue
The
right in front of
blue
you? Yeah,
color?
yeah. Right here?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to move Witch Bolt to that guy.
All right, you do so as Witchbolt focuses on this person. Do you have to make a roll to hit here, or what's the play?
Let me check the wording. It's not clear, so I'm just gonna roll again.
Okay, no worries.
That seems fair. That's an 18 plus.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. That is another 9.
Beautiful. All right. You watch as this Whipbolt suddenly sends a bolt of energy through this that slams into this cultist. He lets out a roar of pain, and you can see as his sleeves come down for just a brief moment, you can see the symbol that is currently emblazoned above the casket is the same symbol that he has on his wrists. He looks like he is frantic and in a lot of pain right now. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
How rough does he look?
He's not bloodied yet. I'll say that.
Okay. Then I'll. And does anyone? No one's. We're way too early. Okay, so I'm good. That's my turn.
Okay, beautiful. Next up is going to be him. He's going to react
actually,
to what
I'm
you
sorry.
did. Yes.
Can I roll another perception check now that I have vantage point to find
Absolutely, you
Talon
can.
in this goddamn room? Okay. Oh my god. 12.
12?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you look out into the room and you can see that Callan Silverson is down here. He is currently being attacked by a group of zombies, and you can see that Zandorivar is right behind him, wielding a couple knives that he is trying to protect Callan from. He's got Callan by the cowl and is pulling him back as the zombies are reaching out for him. Callan is waving his cane back and forth, trying to hit him.
Okay. I will yell to Callan. Callan, you better be okay, because I cannot pay rent on that place without you. And
All right.
He will also get inspiration.
Okay, beautiful. I'll mark down.
I
Callan
don't
is
have to be
inspiration.
able to see him, by the way, for that. He just has to be able to hear me. So I think that would go through.
Beautiful. All right, next up is going to be the cultist that you just smacked with your witch bolt. He is going to turn over towards you and you see as he grabs onto his chest, and there is this like strange crimson energy that flows over him, and you definitely recognize this as mage armor is growing over his body, this magical force. He is also going to start to move in the direction of away from Kashar and towards Xeris. All right, next up is going to be the zombie. So we're going to do a bunch of zombie turns here in a row as they all move around and stuff. Marvian Ashford is going to start moving towards... Let me see. Map player. Moves out to here. These two Voxy are going to come over towards you. This person is going to be fighting with the other zombies as they move in. This person, unfortunately, is going to die from the combat as the zombies move in towards Xeris, and this zombie is going to die from that as Krausiash and Zan are moving over to protect Calland. This one, I'm doing a lot of movement all at once. I apologize. There we go. All right, so Xeris, I need you to. What's your AC?
14.
14. All right, so they both miss horribly as they reach out trying to grab onto you. And Calland is also going to try and get attacked here. One of them does strike, and you actually, hold on. You watch as Calland gets hit hard by one of these zombies and gets knocked down to the ground, his cane skittering away on the ground away from him. Voxy, what's your AC?
My AC is 14.
14. Okay, the first attack hits, the second one misses as it is trying to basically just attack you with its hands. It's going to be a total of 4 points of damage as they grab onto you and start clawing across your arms. You can hear right behind you is Sarah Delnice, the other champion, who is right back here fighting off with two more zombies. You watch as she takes her blade, cuts across one zombie before jumping up and kneeing it right in the chin. Its jaws slam into each other, shattering its teeth as it goes flying back, landing against a table. There is still one more zombie that's right there. All right, next up is going to be the orange cultist who is right next to you, Voxy. Cannot cast any verbal spells, but is currently going to cast... Let me see here. You know what? They're just going to do a good old-fashioned stab. Going to run at you and is going to basically hit you with this spell. What was your AC again, Voxy? I'm sorry.
14.
14. Beautiful. That is going to hit with a 15 for a total of... Where did my thing go? There's... 5 points of damage as a hand touches your arm, and as it does so, you feel this burning pain. And as you push it away, you can see that there is a seared handprint that is now burning and rotting into your flesh on your forearm. Next up is going to be Xeris. What are we doing, bud?
Okay, so can I... How does disengage work if I want to do it first?
Disengage is for you a bonus action, so you can disengage, which allows you to not incur an attack of opportunity from leaving the space. You are currently basically surrounded.
I'm surrounded.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess what I want to do is I want to basically push back what I can and go towards Oliver. Is what my goal would be.
Gotcha. Let's
so I don't know
see
what
here.
the order.
Yeah, so you would use your disengage as a bonus action, and then you would have your movement and your action still available.
Okay, so I could disengage and have a movement and an action. Is that what you said?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right, so I'll disengage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will move. Remind me again, as if each of these squares is 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Wow, I have a long way I can move. I don't even remember that. So I could literally just get, okay. I'm gonna get near Oliver, kind of look towards him, and I'm gonna say, I was like, Oliver, on you, how are we doing this?
All right, stay behind me. We're gonna cut through to get to Voxy.
Got it. And then I guess I can't really do anything else. I don't know. Because I can't hide, obviously, because I already used the thing. So I'll just stay here.
All right. You watch as the other cultists are currently, they're going to move. This one is going to attempt to run, basically, in a different direction. This one is going to cut through, heading towards Krausiash. And on the attack, you watch as he raises his hands up in the air and is going to... Ooh, damn. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, this is exactly what happens. So I need everybody who is in a 60-foot radius sphere of let's see here, what's the full range
Of who?
of this cultist. So basically the whole map, everybody who's here, all of y'all need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Pretty
Are you
20.
kidding me? I got a 9.
A 9? Okay.
15.
It looked like Oliver was out of range.
Oliver, you are
Oh.
outside of the range. You're safe.
Yeah.
Xerus, you're right on the edge of
Okay.
it.
Yee.
Pepper,
Too
would
bad
you
I
roll?
didn't just move one more. Because I could have.
Pepper, would you roll?
I got a dirty 20.
And Voxy?
15.
15. Okay, so I think the only person who's not going to pass this one, unfortunately, is Voxy. Voxy, you are going to take some damage here.
Okay.
Voxy, you are going to take 35 points of damage as this
Okay.
blasts out from this cultist. It slams into a good number of others. You watch as Krausiash Phasire, the Dragonborn champion, sees immediately what's about to happen and covers Callan's body before pushing him down onto the floor. Zandorvar is knocked back from the blast, and all these zombies who are in the midst right here are all knocked back and are killed horribly. I'm going to roll real quick for this other cultist. Incredible. That
This is so
cultist is also
messy.
dead. This blast of
No
negative
partying.
energy that rips out into the room was a necrotic energy. And as it cuts through a lot of these creatures, killing them almost instantly, you watch as many of the other partygoers completely drop to the ground. Kashar sees what happens and begins taking off, running as best as he can. And now we are up to the very, very bottom of the round with Oliver.
Ah,
One round. Good.
that was the
God.
first round. Okay. Xerus,
Oh,
you
shit.
don't. You've got weapons. You're good on that front.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action summon my shield into my hand.
This
Um,
sound as
and
your
then-
shield sort of appears glowing with its arcane energy.
Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna run into the space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get up here next to Pepper, and I'm gonna use my action to cast Mirror Image.
Okay.
And so you see as like
This-
suddenly there's just like 3 more Olivers.
Okay. All blurred,
it's like-
almost
it's like
fading
when-
between the three of them. It's like the Olsen's twins.
It's like when or when Ash fought Lieutenant Surge.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. Gotcha.
Lieutenant
Yeah.
Surge
Yeah.
is right. You did that. And then with my voice, I'm just gonna say, "Hey, come and get us!" and try to draw some attention towards myself.
Okay, gotcha.
And that is my turn.
Oliver, it's us. Oh.
I have to make them think that there's more than one of me. It's a deception. I got
All right.
you.
Anything else you'd like to do on this turn?
That is all I can do on this turn.
All right, top of the round. Yes.
What weapons do you have, Oliver? on
I
your
got a
bed?
rapier and I got like a longbow that is now like slung around my neck, I guess. But I got a rapier.
Can I get the rapier from you?
Yeah, here.
Because I can use that now.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
You have to return that as property of the Fellguard. And that's my turn.
All right,
just gonna hit my buffs and try to get some attention.
All right, so top of the round is going to be the red cultist up at the top. They are going to start to move down here to get out of the danger zone of the silence. And as soon as they come out, they are going to look around and try to assess the situation. And I think that they are going to cast a spell on, let's see here. On you, Xeris. They hold their hand up to you, pointing in a with a finger. Actually, no, I lied. It's gonna go after Oliver. Oliver seems like he's doing a bunch of shit. So Oliver, give me. It's gonna be a ranged attack on you. And what's the is it disadvantage?
So the first thing that happens is I roll a d20, and if I roll a 6 or higher, it's one of my, or it goes after one of my duplicates instead.
Beautiful, love it.
I've rolled a 15. The duplicate's AC is 10, and if it hits, it's destroyed.
It absolutely hits as you watch this this bright yellow beam shoot out of its fingertip and slam into the duplicate, which explodes in a shower of sparks. And you look as this cultist looks around confused and then looks at the other two of you and looks furious. Next up is Voxy.
Is Voxy
Okay.
like? Do you have any hit points left? Like,
I have 23 left.
Okay. That's that high
Uh,
con ranger.
Yeah, we're in level 7, y'all.
So
Things are gonna hit hard.
I was gonna say because that would have killed me twice.
yeah. So
Not quite twice. Once and a half.
all right. So Oliver, you have.
I've got a longbow for you. Yep.
All right.
So
I
right now,
can
Voxy, there are
cross
two
through the
cultists between.
silence, correct?
Yes, you can. There is a zombie in
Yeah.
there, and there's also a cloud of gas. If you enter the cloud of gas, you are going to take damage after
Yes,
a con
of
save.
course, I don't want to do that. Yeah. No, that'd be bad. Okay. So. I want to get that bow, but I have
Okay.
to get all the way to Oliver, correct?
Or
He
at
can't
least far
throw
enough
it
for him
me
to-
or anything.
At least far enough for him to chuck it. I would say if you're within 20 feet, he'll be able to easily chuck it to you. I'm still going to have you roll to catch it, but if you're within 20
Okay.
feet, I'll let him throw it as a
course.
free action.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna get that on this turn. So obviously, silence did its job for a moment.
It did.
I
It stopped a
think
good bit of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm currently between hunters marking these cultists and just throwing some spike growth down there in the center.
Okay, just so you know, right there in the center
Yeah.
is Xandorivar and Callan Silverson, who are both surrounded by other cultists. I think your best bet in this case is to go fight those cultists, because on their turn, they're going to absolutely attack them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So are you talking about blue and red or red
These
and
guys
pink?
down here.
The cultists. Which cultists? You're talking about red and pink, correct?
Blue, red, and pink on their turns are definitely going to go after the champions who are down there. And currently, looking down there, you can see that Calland is still on the ground with a non-moving Kalziash on top of him.
I'm gonna do Hunter's Mark on this guy, on the pink one.
Thanks, Buster Barnes.
What?
It didn't work the way I wanted it to.
You just gifted a sub to someone on the stream.
Appreciate
Why aren't
it.
you
No,
subbed, Jordan?
Why aren't you sub, Jordan?
y'all, I've got so much other things I have to worry about. Yeah, Xerus is trying to get favor with me. It doesn't work that way, bud. I can't be bought.
Not
I literally
quite.
got a thing that was like, hey, you could do this. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And I just clicked.
All right, Voxy, I need an answer. What are we doing?
So I'm casting Hunter's Mark on pink for good measure, but I am gonna go with what I got, which is those damn kitchen knives, and just swing at them. I'll go two-handed because I'm two-handed right now, I think. So I'm gonna just attack them.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Ah, 12.
12 is
Okay,
just gonna hit. Go ahead and roll
does
damage
this
for me.
count as, yeah. And then, does Hunter's Mark count with a hand strike? Or is that just for range? It's just for range attacks, isn't it?
I believe it works with
I don't think
any
so, 'cause Paladin-
attack.
No, just a weapon attack, yeah.
Yeah, it's any weapon
A
attack.
weapon attack. Yeah, it says weapon attack. All right, so great. So, let's see, 19, and then the 1d6, extra 1d6. Oh wait, no, the damage is
I was gonna say the damage is gonna be a D4.
8. Sorry,
D4 if you're
D4,
using kitchen
D4.
knives.
4, and then the 1d6 extra is 5.
Okay, so a total of 9 points. You want to roll your other attack too?
Yes. So.
Well, actually, you're not close
2.
enough to hit another one within 5 feet, so you only get the one. Okay, perfect.
Oh yes.
All right, so you have attacked this one. You grab your kitchen knife, you stab it forward, slamming it into the back of the cultist, who lets out this roar of pain and turns to look at you. You are hit immediately with a strong, strong scent of death. It is vile. It is exactly the same smell that you smelled earlier in the room, as well as back when you were in the cemetery. Next up is going to be Kashar, who is going to roar in anger as he sees one of the champions fall, and is going to run. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, and is going to attack this guy almost casually as he runs past. Amazing. And with his axe, just slam it hard into this guy's forehead. You watch as the forehead crumples in as he drops immediately like a sack of potatoes. He is absolutely dead, and he's going to keep going over to Calland. You watch as he grabs Calland by the shoulders, picks him up in almost a fireman's carry, and begins moving with him. The other cultist who is currently working with Voxy is not able to pay attention to that. Next up is the zombies. You watch as Marvian Ashford's zombie is going to move across and go towards you, Pepper, and Oliver, as well as the other zombie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to move there. All right, so go ahead and give me what's your AC, Oliver, with your shield?
Mine is 18.
Beautiful. The zombie raises its arms, trying to get you as you lets out this sort of raspy breath. You're able to block and push back with your shield against the creature. The other one has not reached you, Pepper, yet. Next up is going to be that one is dead.
Oh, I
Yes.
think technically I have to roll to see if it goes after a duplicate.
Oh yeah,
instead.
you're right. Good point.
I have rolled a 6, which means it does go to me.
Okay, beautiful.
Which is good. Because
Yeah,
that doesn't
a
hit
lot
anyway,
better.
and it saves me a guy.
All right, Xerus, you're up. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to move over. If I do a diagonal here, does this mean I'm affected by the gas? And can I can't move through where he
Yes,
is,
you
right?
are going to be affected by the gas being there.
Can I move? I can't like move through.
You
the
can move
space
through
there.
his space, but you'll just be like in the same space as him and right in front of a zombie. So I'm
okay,
gonna
well, I
have
was
you.
gonna-
If you do that, I'll have you attack with disadvantage because you're basically sharing a 5-foot square with people.
Okay,
Could
well,
you-
I was
could you
gonna
hop
do
over the
this
table?
and but then Pepper's maybe,
Pepper's on the
hold
table.
Just like
Pepper's on the table.
Did we?
I was
skip my-
here. One. Pepper did go first.
Oh, you are absolutely right, Pepper. I'll have you go first then. Sorry.
I'm gonna
I've got-
get out of your way.
Look at these
very
notes.
Cool,
There's
get out of
chicken
my
shit.
way.
I will help you with this. So I would like to Misty step out of this situation.
All right.
And go. Here. Next
Okay, there's
to the champion.
As
that
you
went down.
suddenly zip forward in a line, your form becoming corporeal and suddenly appearing next to Kashar, who looks over at you with his with Calland over his shoulder in a fireman's carry. You see as he points down at Kralziash and says, "Help him."
Got it. And I just did a spell, so I'm going to do Meta Magic Quicken spell, so I can
Okay.
cast Cure Wounds on this guy. whose
Before you
name
do
I
that,
know
give
so
me
well.
a perception check before you cast this.
Oh, is he super dead? A 20? A natural?
Yeah, he is not
specifically?
moving. He's not breathing.
Okay.
Kashar has not noticed this yet. He's in the middle of combat.
Okay. Going to very quickly go to cast. Stop. Don't do that. Don't acknowledge it to the other guy because he seems like he's in the middle of some stuff right now and maybe doesn't need to deal with that. And I will instead I haven't used my movement yet, so I'm gonna do this. Put it right there.
Mhm.
And I would like to cast let's do Scorching Ray
Beautiful.
at 3rd level, so I can get 2 rays each on
Yes.
the red and the pink cultists.
Beautiful. All right, go ahead and roll a hit for me.
Okay. So it is. I roll for each ray, so
Yes.
these will be
3 rays that you're hurling. Are you
first-
firing 2 at red, or how are you balancing it?
So I'm doing this at
3rd or higher, so you get
a
4
level
technically.
up, so I get 2 on each. Yeah. So I'll do just the first 2 on red, and then the second 2 on.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll a hit for me.
First one is a 12.
That hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
Or go ahead and roll your 2 hits and see if they both hit first.
Okay.
the first
and
one
then
hit,
The
second one-
was a 20, not natural.
20 hits. So go ahead and roll damage for the red one.
Okay. So that's 11 plus 7. So
Okay.
18.
18. Beautiful. He is very bloodied right now. As you watch as these blasts of fire hit him in the chest, and as he does so, you watch as his energy that he is still sending out is flickering slightly. Then you turn your attention to the pink one. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Okay. First one is a 18. Second one is a 13.
Okay, the first one hits, the second one does not. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. That is going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage total. Gotcha. Pink is also looking very, very hurt in this moment as the fire is now lighting its shoulders up. You see as he is frantically trying to get out of the chaos that's happening here. He looks panicked in this moment. Anything else you'd like to do, Pepper, before we go to Xeris?
That is certainly all I can do.
All right, Xeris, what are we doing?
Okay, I'm gonna move over here, hop up on this here table,
Okay.
and sneak attack this. Sneak attack blue.
Okay, go ahead and roll a hit. That's Marvian
And blue is
Ashford right in front of
Marvian,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Is it? That's our
Yes,
boss.
it is.
Hey, he was our boss.
He
Okay.
was our
Yeah.
boss.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so that is 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so it's how many? Let's see. 4d6.
It's 46, but also the weapon damage from
Yeah.
the
4.
sword.
Oh, really? 4. Shit.
Yeah.
4.
It's a regular weapon attack and then 4d6.
Plus 46.
Yeah, rogues.
7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. Remember the number 9, and then I'll do the
9.
other. Jesus Christ. Wait, that's not the right dice.
Oh,
Okay. 5, 6. Okay, 9 plus 8.
Xeris.
17.
You pull back your blade and thrust it forward, not thinking about what you're doing, just thinking about protecting your friends. And you watch as the blade enters the center of Marvian Ashford's forehead. And as it does so, you watch as blood pours forward, just this like coagulated mess sort of comes out of its forehead. And without thinking, you suddenly have a moment of realization what you just did, and then you pull the blade out, but the damage was already done as you watch as Marvian's body collapses backwards, dead again. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I will. Let's see. I can't. There's no way that I could attack. No, that's.
You could offhand strike the other zombie.
That's what I was gonna try to do. Can I do that?
Have you used your bonus action yet?
Well, yeah, I guess I didn't use my bonus, but my bonus action doesn't include.
If you move over to the zombie, I'll let you do an offhand strike on him. You won't get
Okay.
sneak attack, but you will get a normal attack on it.
Okay, I'll just do.
So
a
go ahead and roll
normal
the hit.
attack. Rolling 2 hit. 19.
19 hits, roll damage. It's a d6 plus your dexterity.
Yep. 9.
Beautiful. All right.
There you go.
As you take your blade and cut it across this zombie as well, you look, realizing again who this was. You recognize them from the earlier as Salfir Torlana, the dickhead elf that you spoke to, whose father owned the golden truffle. You completely behead him and watches his head go spinning up in the air and lands on a plate on the dinner table next to you.
Oh,
He is dead as well.
that's an incredibly by the shaft way to die. Good job.
Very by the shaft
If
as
only
of
we could
you.
all be so lucky.
All right, so next up after Xeris is going to be the pink one who is going to gonna do some nonsense. Let's see here. You watch as he is. Let's see. I'm gonna do. Yeah, he is freaking out, so he's going to try and run as fast as he can. You watch as he holds his hand in the air, twists them, and then raises them up. And in front of him, this large doorway appears of this purplish arcane energy. And it fully envelops him, and he is going to disappear from the spot that he is currently. You watch as he is going to appear over on the far side of the room near the doorway. Those of you who can see he's over here. There we go.
I gotta zoom out.
Is he trying to leave?
Oh, he's certainly trying to run. All right, next up is going to be Oliver.
All right. Movement. 1. Oh, come on now. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I'm close enough to toss it to Voxy now. Is that right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm just gonna toss the stuff to Voxy.
Okay.
And just say like, he's over there.
All right, you see as he is
Don't let him get
running,
away.
trying to get out of the room. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I'm going to use my bonus action to summon my spear into my other hand.
It appears in your hand.
It's been entirely too long. And then I'm going to attack Red Cultist.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Spear, let's go, baby! It's 16.
16 is going to hit. Roll damage.
All right. That is a 6 damage.
All right.
And then extra attack. Do it again, please. That one probably won't hit. That is a 11.
11 is not going to hit. But I'll tell you this. He definitely had enough damage to take him out for that first hit. You watch as...
heck yeah!
Narrate your victory here for me.
So I go running up, toss the bow to Voxy, point out pink guy, turn and just release all of the last 5 years of frustration on this dude, and then just drive the spear all the way through his chest, pull it out, and I do like a spin move to try and go for a second one, and then I just miss because he's already fallen over.
Okay. You do this and
Just,
you
like,
watch as
slashes over the
he
top of his head.
completely collapses to the ground, dying in a spectacular fashion. Just in time to look over your shoulder to see Voxy turn with her bow raised, arrow already notched. I assume you're attacking after Pink, yes? We're at the top of the round, your turn.
Voxy's turn.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I am hitting that guy.
All right, roll the hit for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. 16.
16 hits, roll damage.
Good hit. All right, so I've got the hunter's mark on him, so I'm gonna roll regular damage, 1d8 plus 3, 11, and then an extra 1d6, which is 2, so 13 points of damage. Was that
13
math?
points of damage. Beautiful. All right, so you take your bow, you spin around, grabbing it and firing the bow. And as you fire the arrow, it whizzes past and slams into the back of this cultist's head. He crumples in a heap on the stairs, the momentum of his run carrying him up slightly before he slams down and rolls back down the steps. And in this moment, we can see that the cultists are dead, and some of the people who are still in the room are starting to pick themselves back up. Kashar Andros has Callan Silverson over his shoulder and is currently heading towards the door. And in this moment, the Breakfast Company have defeated the cultist who attacked the funeral. Congratulations.
By
All right.
the shaft!
By the shaft!
Jesus.
Oh.
All right.
There's still so much to do. We got to open windows. We got to get this stuff aired out. Barum, where's Barum?
You do not see Barum.
I'm gonna start looking.
Okay, so looking around the space, there's not many people physically in here. It seems like most everybody has run out of the room and traveled to a different section of the guild hall. As you start to go out the door, Kashar pushes past you with Callan before bringing him back and leaning him against a bench just outside. He is resting hard and he reaches out for his cane, and you watch as Kashar hands it to him. He takes it and goes, "Thank you, sir. Thank you. Gods above, what was that?" As he looks around, Kashar says, "I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can get to the knights and see if we can figure out what just happened." And he walks off into the crowd.
Wait.
Yeah.
I was saying the wait staff, that like the bodies of the wait staff, are they
Yeah.
still present? Can I search
Yeah.
the bodies, or is it
Absolutely.
around? Okay.
You can see that. They don't have anything on them. A lot of them are wearing their outfits a little too small. It looks like this might not be their outfits that they came in with, and they are looking. They have that symbol on their forearm, right on their wrist, that tattoo, but nothing else on their person.
Okay.
I would like to go check on Sarah because
Okay.
she was very close to that poison cloud, and I would
Yes.
like to know whether or not it affected her at all.
Okay, so you rush over to Sarah, who is currently on her knees in front of Krausiash. Tears are running down her face, and you can tell that she is coughing. And when she coughs onto the back of her hand, and you can see specks of blood that appear. She has a hand that's resting on Krausiash's shoulder, and she looks very, very, very upset. Right behind her, Zan, the other champion, Dorivar, is going to walk over and put a hand on her shoulder and say, he died protecting that man. He died a champion. She goes, I know. It's just sad to see him go.
Is Pepper still around? Where's Pepper?
Pepper, where
I
are you?
I probably went to go check on. Well, no, I'm being responsible, dang it, and I'm opening windows and using prestidigitation to try to get some of the gas out of this room.
Okay, so you watch as
I'm
Pepper
being
is
Good little kid.
moving the gas as best as they can. A couple other mages have started to lend their talents with you, as they are blowing this air out of the room and dissipating it as best as they can. The gas is slowly starting to dissipate now. Oliver, you run out into the. Oh, sorry, Voxy, go.
Is Sarah not in need of medical attention, or is she being attended to by a mage?
She is currently hurt. I'll say that.
Yes. So I'm gonna be Pepper. Pepper, help me! I need you to help her, please. Can you help her?
Yeah, totally. And then
Pepper...
I get over to Sarah, and I'm very awkward about it. I'm like, oh, hi, Sarah. I'm just gonna squeeze right in here and try to just touch her shoulder and heal her.
She stands up, but still doesn't look at you. She's still looking down at Krausiash.
Sure, yeah. I'm not gonna demand attention from her in this moment. I'll throw a 3rd level cure wounds at her.
Okay.
Let me roll for it. 3d8. That is 24.
24. All right. So 24 points of health gets added back to Sarah. You watch as she straightens up a bit and turns in that moment to look at you and says, thank you. We need to get everyone into Pepper. The guild hall and speak with everyone. We need to figure out what happened. The knights, we need to speak with Thane. See where he is. I saw him get hit by one of the gas clouds, but I think he was okay earlier. Zan, meet me outside. You four, come with me. And she gestures to the rest of the breakfast company to follow out into the guild hall where the ceremony earlier took place. She walks out there.
Can I throw a healing word at Callan as I go past him?
Sure. He looks over and gives a nod as he's coughing. And when you send out this word, you see as he straightens up as well, his coughing subsides some. And Sarah and Zan now lead the group of you into the center of the guild hall. She immediately looks at you, Voxy, and says, that smell popped up again.
I smelled it when I killed one of those cultists. And when I sliced the throat of those zombies, I smelled it just came out.
I recognized it too.
When did you see it before?
It was in Glen Harbor. I was just running down who I thought was, another follower of Voldemort. Why am I?
Voldemort.
Vergalath.
Voldemort. Daddy. No.
Daddy.
Oh, mm-mm.
We're past that now.
And when I found where he was hiding, it was just the same smell, the same symbol on their wrist.
Do you think this was coordinated because of the Order of the Light? I know that you're working with them.
It seems much bigger than that, because they clearly targeted everyone here.
What were they trying to do? I mean, they were just simply attacking everyone.
This was a gathering of the leadership of every major guild in the city. They were probably trying to disrupt everyone's ability to function.
There's
Either way,
certainly
how
some
to know that-
leaders. There's certainly other leaders who we lost during tonight. We'll have to get a true count here in a couple of hours once we go through the bodies.
This is very bad. If every major guild is dealing with a loss of leadership, we need to do something about that immediately. We need to succession. Who votes? Who votes when the people that are supposed to be voting because everybody's dead?
Oliver, this is not for us to decide. This is
this
for
is bad.
people above us to decide. And while she's saying this, footsteps appear to your right, and you look up just in time to see Kashar running up, the orc, and he's running up with a party goer. This is one of the members of the Union of Charitable Traders. This is Karina Morim. She runs up and says, "All right, tell them what you told me." And you watch as she looks over, and Karina goes, "I saw a couple cultists. They were walking out the door with 2 Fellguard members. They had weapons and they were brandishing them at them. I think they were taken. It was a small fellow and a dragonborn."
Do we know who they were?
Xeris, give me a history check. I'll also
Here we go
I'll also let anyone in the group do a history check if they'd like.
I would like to.
Every time with my history checks. I got a 6.
Okay.
Where the heck is? I have a 17.
Okay, Oliver, you
7.
immediately recognize the 2 descriptions. Members of the Fellguard, a small fellow, a gnome, and a dragonborn. This is Kalkorin Glitterblock and Takash Durciar. These are guild watchers. They have a very important job at the Fellguard. They keep tabs of the dragons that are in the Dueling Serpents.
Oh,
Okay.
it's the Watchers.
The watchers.
They took the ones that. If they have the Watchers, then they're gonna have information about where to find any dragons in the kingdom.
Okay, we need to rally people now. Sarah, are you and Zan able to get out there and chase down this lead? And you watch as Sarah stands up and says, "I took a pretty bad hit. I think I might be best suited here, or at least I need to see some more, another mage." And Zan says, "We need to move, Krausiash." Kashar turns to you 4 and says, "Okay, breakfast company. Can you see if you can follow their scent, follow their lead, and see if you can hunt down these 2? They can't have gotten far."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but why us? Like, what? You seem to know a lot about us. What's going on?
"I'm familiar with who you are because you are the breakfast company. You did amazing work. You protected the realm. I used to be a champion with the Fellguard. Stopped a couple years ago, but, well, a couple years ago is more like 10, 15 years ago. But look, I still believe in the message. I know that you four can handle this. If we hold down everything that's going on here, we get people to some medical aid and see if we can get the knights on how these bastards got in here. Can you track down this lead and you can see if you can figure out what the cult is up to?
I guess so. Wait. My parents, Pepper, you said they got out? Where did they go?
You point over and you can see that they are Cassius is currently getting medical attention from a mage. He looks like he's doing okay, and Donnie is right next to him.
Okay. I'm gonna go check in with them, but then I guess I'll be ready to go.
Okay. Xerus, you run over to the two of them and the mage. The mage is currently performing healing magic over Cassius. He looks over and chuckles a little bit and goes, "Hell of a party, huh?"
Are you okay, Dad?
I'm fine. I breathed in some of that gas, and so it's not necessarily agreeing with me. As the mage says, "Please be quiet. I need to work."
Is he going to be okay?
He'll be fine. Just let me work, please. And Donnie goes around him and grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you back and says, "Let the mage do their thing, dear."
Okay. I've been tasked to go hunt down whatever is going on here, so...
Good. Do what you need to. We're okay. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. We'll make sure that he's fine. And we'll work with some of the others and see if we can get a tally of who's injured and who needs help.
Okay. I'll see you when I get back.
Okay. See you. And she gives you a kiss on the forehead and turns back to Cassius. And you see as she grabs onto his hand. Back at the other group, Zan and Sarah have left to go deal with some more Fellguard business that's going on. The three of you and Kashar are left there.
Kashar, sir. Are you staying
sir.
here?
I can.
Apologies.
I feel like someone needs to help coordinate.
If you could just maybe pass the word along. I'm looking for someone. A scribe's apprentice. His name is Barum. He worked under Nesh. I lost track of him. I don't know where he is.
All right. I'll see if we can hunt him down. What was his name?
Barum.
Barum. Okay. Got it. Anything else?
Thank you. We're gonna get who did this.
I know you will. Okay. You got this. And he goes and he disappears into the crowd. You hear him, he turns to a couple other guild members and says, "Have you seen someone named Barum?" And they shrug and they don't know. He goes off into the crowd and disappears. Xerus, you arrive back at the other four now. Or the other three, excuse me.
Okay. We should get our stuff and get out of here.
All right.
Okay. I'm just gonna take off this stupid cloak.
Okay.
And just drop it on the ground. Oh. Okay. Yep. Let's go. Getting on the trail, I think the first thing we need to do is just try to find a trail.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if anyone was injured? Could there be a blood trail left behind?
Possibly.
Were there
so you know that they were seen running. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to the witnesses and be like, which way did they go?
Yeah, okay. So the woman you spoke to, Karina, is going to go, and she points out towards one of the side halls that leads towards a more external area. And following that pathway, you walk through the main dining hall, avoiding the clouds that are beginning to dissipate, and make your way over towards the a couple doors that lead through sort of the back annals of the building before they open up to a side passage. Side passage leads down a big flight of stairs that leads into the sort of courtyard area near the guild hall. When you get out there, go ahead and give me a... basically, it is pitch black. It is, well, not pitch black. It's nighttime, but the arcane street lamps are casting an orange glow about everything. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Is that everyone or Oliver?
Oliver.
Can I use produce flame to get just in my hands to give him more
Yeah.
light?
So roll with advantage, Oliver.
Foot radius.
We are getting the help action. You are muted. Speak again.
Oh no.
Still muted. Oh no, what happened to our friend?
Oliver, where did you go?
Did the gas mute him?
I guess it
Oh
did.
no.
He looks genuinely worried. All right, so you're not working, so we'll have somebody else.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
He's back.
my God.
Back, baby.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yay!
Yay!
And that 20
I just
so hard that
lost
he
channel
broke the game.
points because I bet that I wouldn't.
I bet a lot
You
that
have
you
to
wouldn't.
believe in yourself.
No.
All right. So with the nat 20, I mean, I'm going to give you a couple of things. Number one, there is a heavy smell in the air, that same scent of rot and decay. There's also small droplets of blood that you can see that are going down the staircase that lead out into the street. And you can also, in the distance hear people are shouting in the somewhere in the streets and alleys of Dawnspire.
All right. Well, sounds like I picked up a trail. I'm gonna start hoofing it. I'm gonna be yelling straight at. Am I muted again?
No, you're not.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna be I'm gonna yell just like out of the way, Fellguard business, and start hoofing it.
All right. So you start running after the trail. The first thing that you see is you run around a corner, going to a different street, a different alley here in the city of Dawnspire. And what you see is a group of people who are all shouting at one another. There's one guy who is yelling up at somebody else. Another one is like screaming out into up into the air, and a couple people are picking up vegetables and food up off the ground. You can see that there is a cart that has been completely knocked asunder, and all of the vegetables and food have been spilt out.
Oh no, your cabbages. Okay. Do they look like they're in danger?
No,
is it just that-
they look like they're
okay.
pissed off.
Then I'm gonna ignore that and keep going.
All right.
I'm assuming that I still have the trail. If I have to stop and be like, which way did they go? Then I'll do that.
Gotcha. No, you with your nat 20, I think that the trail is still visible to you. As you are following it around, you go down an alley and you see that you have reached one of the staircases that leads to the first tier. So the second tier being where the guild hall lays, down these long steps. Think like the Joker stairs as they go all the way down into a second section of the city. When you travel down these stairs, you can see that this area is a lot more foggy. There is a very, very thick cloud of mist that is hanging around. The scent of the rot and decay is missing a little bit in the space. It's mingling a lot with other smells down here. You've kind of lost the exact trail that you had.
No. No. I'm gonna. Am I on my own? Did you guys come with me?
No, you're with
I'm
everybody.
following.
I would have
Yeah,
followed.
we
Yeah,
can-
Yeah,
I followed.
okay. I'm gonna once I realize that I've lost the trail, I'm gonna just stop and just go no, and then just turn around with just this
I'll-
look of dismay on my face.
Oliver, when I tracked down the one in Glint Harbor, he was in the sewers.
Okay, the sewers. I started looking around for a sewer grate, I guess.
Okay. You don't see one immediately, but looking around in the space, you walk down the street a little bit and you see that there is a sewer grate.
It's a long shot, but it could work.
I'm gonna take one last look around and see if there's anything that would help me find it again. And if I don't find anything, then I'm gonna commit to the sewers.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Just like a nice desperate glance around for answers. That is a 17.
17. So you look at the sewer grate and you search it over and you don't see anything. And right as you're getting ready to give up and keep running down the street, forgetting about Xeris's idea, you spy on the very, very corner just a smudge of mud. And mixed into this mud, with Pepper holding their flame closer, you can see that there is a red tinge to it. There's blood that is mixed in here. You go over to the sewer grate, you lift it up as hard as you can and move it off to the side, and you can see that there is a ladder that goes down. And with the fire being held up, you can see that there is a little bit of blood on the ladder leading down into the darkness.
I'm really happy that you're all here.
I'm glad my idea worked.
Okay, well, you could. He said a really sweet thing, Xeris, and you could acknowledge that.
Sorry, I'm working on it.
I'm glad we're
Say
here
you
too.
too next time.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
when we have
gonna take out a little notebook of my social cues and I'm gonna write that down.
Just say you too when someone pays you a compliment. Got it.
Don't be mean. Got it.
when we get a second, I want to apologize a lot. Will you be patient with me until we can find time to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Then I start climbing down.
Okay.
I'm going
You make
after
your
him.
way down into the darkness, descending rung by rung. Your footsteps on the metal bars echoing in the tight, damp tunnels down here. And finally, at the end, there is a splash and a sickening smell that is erupted up from the sewage beneath your feet. The water is about knee-high here, and you definitely feel we'll say, for lack of a better word, pulp in the water as you begin to slosh your way through. The sloshing as you walk and take your steps through this long tunnel, being lit only by the small glow of Pepper's light. Those of you with dark vision can see a good distance, but only until there's a turn. You have a moment to sort of catch up mentally to what's happening. Xeris, what's going through your mind right now?
I think I have a sense of relief because parents are fine. A sense of, I guess, realizing that I killed the undead corpse of the person's funeral who we were at.
Write that down in your social cue notebook.
I'm gonna write that down my social cue. Well, because it's you click into a mode and you kind of just do what you need to do, and then like for this it was kind of like, oh, could we have saved him? Could we have saved any of them? I don't think so, but at the same time, like, I'm still gonna probably think about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Voxy, just behind Xeris, you are walking with your bow, your new bow, that's not yours, strung over your shoulder. What's going through your head?
Mostly a sense of target objective. Like there's an objective here on a mission. I think it feels good to be back. Yeah, she's kind of reveling a little bit in the we're back at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a little bit of what's the word? She's feeling very proud that she and her team
Mm-hmm.
have been called to do a thing that the champions were not able to go do. We were
Yeah.
asked over the champions. Now, granted, all the champions were super hurt,
That's
so
true.
like they couldn't, but we stopped that battle, the champions didn't, and we are the ones tasked to go save these people. And Sarah's back in the medical ward, so there's a little bit of a like, okay, feeling really good about that and feeling very proud, and which is kind of hammering in even more of the we're gonna do this right, we got to do this right, that kind of feeling.
Gotcha. You continue your walk, sloshing through the muck and grime beneath your feet. And as you are thinking about this responsibility that is now on your shoulder, we pass over to Pepper, carrying the small little mote of flame in their hand. Pepper, knowing that Calland is safe, it's got to be a big weight off your shoulders.
For sure.
What else is going through your head?
Yeah. I think Pepper hasn't seen action in a long time, and that was a lot of action all at once. And I think they feel pretty proud of themselves for not just coming in fire blazing, if you will, and being more like strategic and healing people, and I think they are looking at themselves as a fighter in a new light in this moment.
Okay, gotcha. So you feel this newfound confidence almost that's surging through you. Shaking off the adrenaline, right? Your hand is slightly shaking as you are carrying this flame. Imperceptible to everybody else, but to you, you can feel it. There's an energy that is flowing through you, an energy that you're not sure is part of this magic surging through you or just this newfound sense of urgency and confidence in yourself. Oliver, you're at the very front of the pack, I assume, leading the charge, yes?
Yeah.
Now that you are back at it with the group, what's going through your head?
I have this like multi-sided sense of doom that's going on because there is like something incredibly big going on right here, and I don't understand what it is yet. And then while all of that is like, I'm having to force myself to just keep a level head about this, because all I want to do is I want to sit down and have breakfast with the rest of them. I want to find Barum. I have this like huge urge to just do something to fix everything that has gone wrong in the last 5 years. And I think that somehow that's twisted itself into this mission needs to go perfectly. Mm-hmm. I have to do this right.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to push down all of the personal stuff and stay focused, but I think that I'm almost starting to go a little recklessly into it. Like my foot's like I'm walking faster than I probably need to.
I'm not watching
like just
the sound that you're
vision.
making, etc. So,
Yeah.
stomping forward, with a speed and urgency that you normally wouldn't bring. You slosh your way through this before it starts to rise up into a bit of a tilt. The water is now rushing down. You can hear it in the distance. And walking along it, you can see another little droplet of blood on the wall and a smear of a handprint. You've probably lost a little bit of time here, but following that handprint, yeah.
So we're looking for a gnome, a dragonborn, and presumably 2 humans.
At least 2.
Okay. So this handprint, humanoid, gnomoid, dragonbornoid.
Give me an investigation check.
Good God. 6.
It's hard to tell. It's a smeared, bloody handprint.
Can Voxy try and figure out what that is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an investigation check because I'm gonna see Oliver see it and look confused, and I'm gonna hold on. Let me take a look. You said investigation check.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do 15 plus 4. Ooh, 19.
So this is a handprint that is smaller than you'd expect, but because it's smeared, it's sort of hard to see the size. But you being a ranger, you have a very keen eye for this kind of track, right? And you can tell that the handprint is pulled along the wall from someone small who's gripping against it. And not only that, you look down at the base of the wall and you see a small, white, jagged piece of something. And lifting it up, you can see that it is a ripped fingernail.
Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna point this out to Oliver and just kind of like look at him and like, you see what this is.
Okay. So that means the hostages are struggling, which means they are probably
Alive.
slowing them. Yeah, they're alive and they're slowing the other ones down. So let's keep moving and we can maybe catch onto them.
Jordan, when I notice any similarities to like be able to figure out like a general direction based on what I saw where the other one had kind of hunkered down, I guess.
No, it's hard to.
Okay.
There's no like similarities here. It's just another sewer system, unfortunately.
Okay.
It seems like this seems to be their MO, is being down in the rot and decay, and this seems to be like the next best place for them.
Gotcha.
You continue down.
We need
this,
to keep moving.
Yeah, you continue down this pathway. As you walk, stepping through the muck, you can see that there is a offshoot, a staircase, a metal staircase that leads straight up, a spiral staircase. Going up to it, you can see that there are small droplets of blood on the railing. It leads up into a trapdoor that leads someplace. You're not sure where you are. You've been walking for some time now.
Is there a another manhole or something nearby that we could potentially?
Not where you are, unfortunately.
Do we want to go in hot breaching maneuver? Do we want to open the door and look? What do we do?
I think we're past the point of opening the
I
door.
want
and
to
look.
maybe see if I can try something. Can I get as close as I can to like where the trapdoor is?
Yeah.
Can I try to message one of these dudes that's held hostage?
Yes, you may. Let me
Okay.
double check the messages.
It says magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, 1 a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks the spell. So up to you how you designed your sewer architecture. But
I would think that you can look around the room. It's a cantrip, so you cast it a couple times, sort of pointing up. Who are you reaching out to?
I guess since I know that Glitterblock was moving around more, he might be more likely to be up and about. So I'll try him.
Okay. What are you saying?
I'm gonna say, hello, Mr. Glitterblock. It is me, Pepperfeist of the Breakfast Company of the Fellguard, here to do a rescue. If you could please respond and let me know you heard this, and also that you are alive, and maybe a quick look around of like what we're under. We were like following you. I'm having to cast message multiple times to call this.
Okay, so you cast this, and as you are listening out, you hear a muffled sound that comes from above you. And so here's a question for you.
Okay.
If the target of the spell is gagged.
Yes.
I don't believe
I
they
don't
would be
know.
able to speak out loud to you outside of the muffled sounds of the gag.
I don't think so, because it says
Because
that
they're
reply
whispering
in a
yeah.
whisper that only you can hear. So I don't think it would work like sending. I think it would be.
So
That
here's
would make
what I'm
sense
gonna
to me.
have
That
you
would
do.
be a weird noise.
Give me a. We're gonna call this just a straight intelligence check.
Not good at that.
Oh
My strong
no.
suit.
Would you rather do like a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do perception then.
I have a 9 in intelligence. Okay, but that's not Pepper's thing. Okay. That is a 18.
18. So you hear a voice that calls out with and you're only able to get one word, and you hear trapped.
Oh, okay.
Trapped or it's a trap?
You hear one word,
I
and that's
figure
share
out.
this with the group. I share this with the group.
Would they know we'd be able to track them down here?
Maybe they meant for us to track them down here.
Okay. All right. I've got something. So this trapdoor is above our heads, right?
correct.
Okay. Vertical breaching maneuver. I'll go up, get a sight for where the enemies are. I will yell down a number, like on a clock. Pepper and Voxy fire off covering fire in that direction. Xeris, you jump in after me. Get yourself into position.
All right, we're going in
See
hot.
that?
We're gonna meet a trap with an ambush.
All right.
All right.
I will message Glitterblock and go, don't be surprised, Mr. Glitterblock. An ambush is incoming.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to cast jump on myself. And my plan is
Before you rattle off your plan, what you hear is you hear a muffled voice that goes, Oliver,
No
what's your
idea.
plan?
So I'm gonna
Something tells me that was a warning.
kick the. I'm gonna like.
He's just
fling the door open. Using jump, I can go 10.5 feet straight up without getting a running start.
Goofy
So
as hell.
I'm
Yeah.
What
gonna
if the
go.
door is trapped? What if the door itself
Describe
is
what happens
trapped?
as you burst through the trap door.
100% of it.
So door flies up. I go up as high as I can see, or like as high as I can without hitting my head on something. And I immediately want to just like do a little 360 and locate the enemies so I can give the clock number down to Voxy and Pepper.
Okay. You jump, breaking through the trap door, slamming it open. And as you go up, you circle around in this 360, trying to eye any enemies. You don't see anyone. What you do see, however, is a rope that is quickly sliding away from the trapdoor, hitting a corner, going up, and then right directly above you, you see a net that releases. The net is carrying a bunch of pots. And you can see that at the top of the pots, there is a small mote of flame that is burning. As you are descending, you can see that there are two figures who are handcuffed together, back to back. One is a large dragonborn, the other is a small gnome. They are blindfolded and gagged, and the pots of flame are descending down, falling straight towards them. You have a moment to react. What would you like to do? There are 4 pots that are falling.
I would like. Are they all wrapped together in a net still?
Yes, they are.
Do any of us?
No,
have a
they're
line of
all
sight on
falling at the same time right now.
this? Or is it just
Like
all of
like
us
the
as
net.
a line?
The net was released.
Yes, basically
That's
it
what
like
you're
fell, it like opened up and they're falling. Pepper, what'd you say?
Okay.
Is Oliver the only one that's seeing this?
No, I think you're all witnessing this at the same time, looking straight up.
Can I do control flames and put that flame out, please?
I think you'll be able to, let me see control flames real fast.
I can get, it's 60 feet of range, and I can do it in a 5-foot cube, so I probably, like, can't get, like, all of it.
Can't get
but I
all of them, but you can
extinguish some
certainly
of it.
extinguish a couple of them. I'll say, go ahead and give me a, let's call it a, I'll say that you'd be able to easily get two of the pots.
Okay.
How quickly can I get up this?
It's
Like
all happening kind of in the same moment. So you watch as Oliver breaks through as
Somersault.
these things are
up
starting to
this
fall. Pepper raises their hands as you see the fire disappear on the pots that are falling. And Xerus, in that moment, you choose to act. You're fast. Are you that fast? Go ahead and what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to jump up there as fast as possible, and then, like, I guess kick the pots out of the way that are.
Acrobatics check with a dexterity saving throw. That's what we're gonna call it.
All right.
Acrobatics check to get up there. Dexterity save to kick these pots out of the way.
You don't get all of them. I have a plan.
13.
13. Okay, so you run, watching Pepper raise their arms. All of this is happening at the same time in slow motion. You jump, grab onto the railing, leap over to it, and are basically like frogging your way up the staircase. You burst through the trap door and go ahead and roll your dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Shit. 10.
No.
Okay, 10. With a 10, you're only going to be able to hit one out of the way as you send it careening far off to your left. Voxy, you have one opportunity, one chance.
So Pepper, they got
Two
of them.
Xerus got one. There's one more left.
Xerus got one. There's one left.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and longbow hit that thing to, like, maybe veer it off of its direction, like off of its path.
Okay, go ahead
kind of ping
and
it
roll
the
the
other
hit
way.
for me.
Roll the hit. 15 plus 8.
All right, so you
23.
fire the bow, and it slams, clicking off against the top of the pot, sending it careening off just off the mark as it slams into the ground, and you hear a fire as the pot explodes, and whatever flammable material in there spreads out across the ground. Xeris and Oliver, you two are up on the roof, on the floor level now, and you can see that the fire that Xeris has kicked and the one that Voxy has hit is spreading across the interior of this large abandoned warehouse. The floor is stone, so it's not doing too much, but given enough time, it could spread to the walls. What are we doing?
Is there anything in the room to put the fire out?
I mean, there's all sorts of like empty, like it's not a very full place. This place has been stripped of most things that you can see. There's like garbage on the floor. There's some wood that's stacked up against a wall. Like it's very cleared out space.
My goal would be to grab hostages and bring them down the trapdoor.
Okay, gotcha. So you grab them, pick them up. They react to you as this happens, pushing a little bit, not sure what's happening, and you're able to lead them to the staircase. Oliver, you land with a thud. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm in a warehouse.
Yes.
There's no other sign of other people.
No, you don't see any cultists here.
Okay, so then the main concern is just don't let this warehouse catch on fire then.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot that I can do. I guess I'm just gonna try to start smothering flames, I guess.
Okay, so you start doing that. Pepper, Voxy, you get upstairs as well. Do we want to all just put out the fire together? That's a quick way that we're gonna handle that.
Are either
Okay.
of the hostages wearing cloaks?
No, they are wearing like party outfits, basically. Suits and stuff.
Okay.
After
I
a
would
little bit of
rip a
time, the
jacket off or
fire is
something.
put out after it mostly spread across the stone. And you now have a chance to look at this abandoned warehouse in full view. The interior is pretty dark now that the fire has been put out. Pepper, your hand, do you still have it lit up?
I would have dropped that to be putting out flames with control flame, which is weirdly a different cantrip.
Different spell.
Yeah.
Once the fire goes out, the heat leaving your face, you look around the room. There is a large open area here, followed by a warehouse floor that leads forward. Up above you is a catwalk that looks like there's a staircase that leads up to, with a room that is situated up inside. Basically a second level that is halfway open to this large warehouse space.
Okay.
I go up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would how high are we talking?
It is, I mean, you could jump to it with your jump spell, or if you wanted to just take the stairs, you could easily do that.
Okay.
It's the next floor up.
I'm gonna do the jump.
Okay,
just to get into a
jump up
defensive
there
position and like
and land. And when you land, the catwalk rattles. This is an old building for sure.
whoa. Okay, I'm gonna just take up a defensive position while I wait for the rest of the group to join.
Okay, gotcha.
Run up the stairs.
I'm going to talk to the hostages and say, do you know where your captors left? Where are they?
You pull down their gag and pull off their blindfold, and they look surprised to see you, but also relieved. One of them starts coughing as you see them. Now that you've let them go, he's nursing his hand. One of his fingers is bleeding profusely from where a fingernail is missing. It's Calcoran. He goes, I don't know, they left us, and they said that if you tried to find us, then we'd be dead. So we assumed that they had trapped it in some way. Do you know who they are?
That's what we're here to find out. Do you have no idea what direction they went?
No, they blindfolded us after they set the trap, and then they left.
Did you hear anything else? Did they say anything while they were together, even if they assumed you weren't listening?
It's just questions about They asked about a dragon.
What did you tell them?
I didn't to say anything. But they hit me, and then they threatened to kill Takash. And you look as Takash is looking down, almost defeated. They threatened to kill him.
What did you tell them?
I told them where to find. I was forced to give up the whereabouts. I gave up the whereabouts of Imilar, the red dragon.
Was that all that you told them?
Yes, I swear.
Okay. Are you
sorry?
Are you
I
able
wouldn't
to
have done that, but they were going to kill him. You have to understand that they were going to kill him.
Fine.
And Takash puts his hand on Kalkoran's shoulder. You can tell that these two are close.
Are you well enough to get him to safety?
Are you talking to Kalkoran or Takash?
I can't remember which one you said was the one that wasn't.
Kalkoran's the gnome. Takash is the dragon. Born.
The one that I've been speaking to that isn't
That's
the one
Kalkoran.
that's feeling shamed.
Well, okay. So speaking to Takash, the dragonborn, he says, "We'll go outside. We'll wait just outside the door for you. When you're ready, come find us. I'd rather not walk back alone, if that's okay."
Okay.
I flit down very quickly because I remembered that I can heal, and I will go over to Glitterblock and be like, "Hi, Mr. Glitterblock. We spoke over the spell, and it's me, Pepper, if you'll remember. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for the warning about the trap. You were so helpful. Thank you." And I'm gonna do a cure wounds on him.
Okay, gotcha. So he, you
hand.
watch as his fingernail, the area where the fingernail is, the nail doesn't grow back, but it scabs over enough to like be clear skin. It's gonna probably take some time for that nail to come back. He sort of flexes his hand a little bit and then looks up and says, "Thank you. Takash, let's go." And Takash says, "Come on." And the two of them climb the stairs and walk past you guys to a door, and they open it up. Weirdly gross out nail stuff, huh? They walk outside. They leave the door open so they can see you, but they're going to end up right there.
Would we know where the red dragon was?
No.
Like, would we?
That's
So
why
that's-
these guys are here, because
The-
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Watchers-
But,
Yes, so the Watchers are tasked with a very specific job. They keep tabs of all the dragons that are in the Dueling Serpents. Dragons are incredibly intelligent creatures. Dealing with them is slightly outside of the purview of the Fellguard. Now, the Fellguard is they deal with monsters, but for the most part, if it comes to an intelligent being, there are laws. And so a lot of what the Watcher's job is dealing with the dragons, creating and making deals with them where they can in order to try to protect the citizens and people in the Dueling Serpents from whatever they can. The dragons right now seem to be in a lull in activity. You haven't seen or heard any attacks in a while. So it seems like everything's going pretty well. But the Watchers would know exactly where any dragon's like going to be living at any time, any lair that they have.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, if we need to track down where they're going to get that dragon, we'll also have to get that information from them.
Yes. Oliver, what are you doing right now?
I'm probably just scoping out this catwalk. If I've got a vantage point, I think I'm checking like where it goes. Is there danger coming this direction? Looking down into the warehouse with a bird's eye view and just trying to spot signs of where they went or where they are.
Okay. So you go over to the office You don't see anybody inside the warehouse area, but there's this like door that leads into like an office area. Opening it up, you can see that there's a hallway that leads further back, and there's sort of like a reception type space up front. The dust up here has been kicked up a lot. Footprints lead into the space and lead out. There's a lot of movement and traffic that has happened here. Taking a couple steps inside, you are immediately hit with the smell. The very strong scent of death.
Okay. I'm going to not touch the door again because it made a creaking noise. I'm just going to like spot my people down below and then use Mage Hand to do like a hand signal and tell them like up here.
Gotcha. The three of them catch it and look up. Do you all follow him upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way upstairs, join him at the door. That smell is so strong. It is making you cough and gag. There's almost like a humidity in this room. It is absolutely the smell of death and decay.
Are we talking a hallway or a larger room?
So, yes, technically. So there is a larger room to your right as soon as you look in through this door, where there's like a reception desk and some seating, and then there's a hall that goes straight away from you with a couple of doors on either side that lead other places.
Okay. I'm going to go. A quick glance of that room tells me there's nobody in there. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. I'm going to go just past that room, block and guard the hallway, and do like a hand signal for somebody to clear that room. And then
Okay.
I'll move forward to the next thing once that space is clear.
Okay, so you
I'll
go
go
over
through
to
and clear that room.
All right, Voxy. So
Pardon?
yes, Pepper.
Can I actually hang back with the two guys because
Yeah,
I'm very
absolutely.
worried about someone getting them while we're not looking at them?
Okay, sure, absolutely. So you hang back with
I won't
them.
bother them. I just want to be able to have like in a place in the main room where I have eyes on them if anything were to happen, that I still am like here if they need to come get me quickly for anything.
Gotcha. You stare off, watching as they are. Takash has his arm around Calcorin, crouched down a little bit to be at more on his level as Calcorin is openly weeping. Voxy, you go to the door and you kick it in, and as soon as you kick it, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oof. 10.
You kick it down and are hit with such a strong and visceral smell that you immediately turn away and throw up on the floor in the hallway. Looking back into the room, as everyone else joins up with you, you can see that the room is littered with bodies. All of these bodies are people who are have been stripped down to either their underwear or nude. And you can see that they are all laying there completely dead.
Am I able to see what they are dead of? Do they look hurt, or is it just bodies?
Almost
Like
every single...
are they maimed?
Yeah, almost every single one has had their throat cut.
Are we in a position where I can continue to guard this hallway, but like still see these piles of bodies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I just do a cursory glance and check for either or both familiar faces or how long they've been here?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So looking at the bodies inside this room, it is clear to you that they have been dead at least a week or so.
Okay. And just a quick, I'm not like, I don't need to make a check on it or anything, but like a quick glance, do I just like spot off the top of my head anybody that I have a passive investigation of 13? Does that,
Okay.
do I spot any just people I know?
Yeah, you do actually. You spy.
Oh, what?
No, don't get your hopes up, bud. You spy a random person that you've seen before. You don't know their name, but you've seen them work as part of the wait staff for the Fellguard.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So this was planned. If this waitstaff has been here for a week.
Do we sense this? Is the smell? Was it coming from this room, or do we smell it coming from any other direction?
No, it's
we tell?
primarily this room. There is still a stench that permeates pretty much every part of this building, mostly because, you know, this room itself is pretty overwhelming to the senses.
Okay. We need to keep moving. There's more spaces to clear up ahead.
All right. On you.
And then I'm just gonna start at a, I think probably a more cautious pace this time, continuing down to the next doors.
Okay. Next room that you open, not a strong scent inside, but you can see that there is a couple objects that are stacked up against the back wall. There's a section of shovels, it looks like, that have been stacked up against the back wall, and looking at them, there is dirt that is packed on the blade itself, the spade of the shovel. It's old and dried at this point, but it's been used recently.
Okay. Is this just one shovel that has been used, or is it like a bunch of them?
There's a bunch. There's like 4 or 5.
Okay. So multiple people digging. But no sign of, like, we haven't seen any signs of like freshly dug earth. Nothing, like that's not clicking off any like.
Oliver, you haven't.
Or are they tunneling?
Voxy, you have.
Yeah. Yeah, all of the graves in the cemetery where I was at, in Dawnspire, right? We were in Dawnspire.
Mill Hill, just outside of Dawnspire.
Mill Hill. Yes, in Mill Hill. And I was fighting that thing, and there were all of those graves, and they looked freshly dug, and that I was smelling this smell, the same thing that I smelled on the waitstaff. It was all there too. So this must be the shovels that they were using for those graves.
Wait. Do you mean they've been digging up corpses?
Yeah, either that or that's where they were burying. Were the graves freshly? I can't remember if the graves were freshly filled in or if they were holes.
They
So
were dug up.
empty
Something
graves.
the graves were
That's right.
were
Yes,
dug up. Yeah.
Would I
they were
Me-
digging those graves.
would I be able to recall the guy that I watched off himself? Would be able to recall that if he may or may not have looked like someone who was dead and then reanimated.
Give me a history check.
Always with the history check. All right.
Stop trying to
And I
remember stuff.
And I always roll really poorly. That was a 7.
It is. It's hard to remember exactly what he looked like. You do know that you turned over the body to the Order of the Light, though. So it is still technically being held.
Yeah.
There's still one more door in this hallway.
Let's keep going.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right, you continue to the door. Who's going to open it? All right, Oliver.
That's fair.
You go over to the
tank
door.
The
and you
tank.
grab the doorknob and you push. And it doesn't move. there's something blocking the other side of the door. You push again, it gives way slightly, but it doesn't move very far. Give me a strength check.
I would. Yeah. Would athletics be applicable?
We'll do athletics, that's fine.
Okay. Yay, proficiency bonus. Nat 20.
Beautiful. All right. So with your strength, you push against the door and you hear a grinding sound, a sliding sound as whatever is in front of it moves off to the side. And as you push it open, there is a thud as a body slides down and lands, laying down on the floor in front of you. It seems like this body had been seated, propped up against the door. And as you pushed it open, it collapsed down to its side. This body is clearly has been dead for a while. As you turn it over, it is a person who is wearing darker red robes. And as you go and pull up the sleeve, you can see that there is a tattoo of that same symbol that you saw before. The same symbol that was illusionary cast above Marvian's casket.
Been dead for a while. Cause of death?
Give me a investigation check.
14.
There's no blunt force trauma. There's no lesions. The skin is very cold and sickly, and that same smell is hitting you hard. Outside of choking to death, it seems like this person died of natural causes.
Are they do they have their clothes on, or are they stripped like the other people?
They are not stripped. They are wearing a robe.
I'm gonna search their person.
Okay. You don't find anything on them. I'll say that out front. They don't have anything on them except for that thing on that tattoo on their wrist.
What about the rest of the room?
Looking around the room, you can see that there is a table and a bunch of chairs, and up on the back wall there is a map that is strung up with a bunch of drawings and annotations on it. The map is of the Fellguard Guild Hall, and a lot of the annotations detail the entrances and exits, as well as places where, and you can watch, basically tracking where all this stuff is. You can see they took their exit off the side passage and went down the stairs and left. It was a perfectly executed plan.
Do any of us recognize this body?
No, this doesn't look like anyone you've ever met before. The smell guard, Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, I just saw that in the chat.
Oh, that's the
That was
PSL
really good.
comedy channel that just did. We've been hoisted by our own petard.
Not my petard.
Okay. So, okay, so they brought them here and then just left them with all of this evidence.
Well, if they left the trap for us, they clearly knew that someone was going to be following them. So that means that they know that we would find this, right?
It feels like they've planned everything. And I mean, if they knew that we were all going to be there, then they had to have created the reason for us to be there. Meaning maybe they probably killed Marvin Ashford. So
Oh my gosh.
they wanted us to be there. They wanted us to find this.
What
But why
concerns
would they
me-
want us to know?
concerns me at the moment is that I found somebody who's clearly a part of the same group not in Dawnspire. So this runs way deeper.
What was he doing?
I mean, we're just tracking him, assuming he was, a Vergalath follower. He offed himself before we could get much information out of him. The Order of the Light has the body. We could find out if they've learned anything.
Offed himself how?
He slit his own throat.
Like those in there did.
No, I'm pretty sure they were killed and clothes were taken from them.
Slitting their throats, is this some kind of like murder-suicide cult?
A troubling thought has occurred to me.
As if all of this isn't troubling.
They got the information. Why not just kill the Watchers? Why take the time to set up hostages and a trap and all of this evidence of a crime that we already know has been committed? What if this was left here to slow us down and make us focus on this?
Instead of what?
Instead of going after them,
Following
we stay
them.
here and we focus on the evidence that's been left behind, and that gives them a head start. Also, if they can reanimate dead bodies and they've been digging up cemeteries, they have a stockpile
Army.
of weaponized corpses that we don't know the location of.
We do know at least
Oliver-
one location they're headed to.
Oliver, give me a history check.
That is a 24.
Keeping that check in mind, we're going to jump down to Pepper real fast. Pepper, you are chatting with, or not chatting, you're standing near Calcorin and Takash. And while down there, you hear as Calcorin and Takash are talking with each other. They are speaking very quietly, and it seems like you being able to listen fairly well. They're being really reassuring. Takash is saying, "It's fine. You did what you had to. No one's gonna hold this against you. You understand? That's yes." And Calcorin goes, "No, I didn't want you to die. I think I heard one of them say. He said his name." And Takash said, "The name of the cultist." And Calcorin says, "No. The Demon Prince." Oliver, your history check. You heard a name that was said out loud during the attack, where the person cried out saying, "By the children of Orcus, I command thee, feed." Orcus is a very interesting name. With a 24, you remember where you read it from. Back when you were reading about the history of the world and the creation myth of the dueling serpents, there was a bunch of stuff at the beginning that talks about the creation of your universe, the myth of the material plane and the abyssal plane. One of the primordials from the Dawn War, older than the abyss itself, was known as Orcus, the demon prince of the undead.
Okay. I just remembered where I had heard the name Orcus before. Hey, gang.
Yeah.
This is worse than Vergalath.
How could it possibly be worse than Vergalath?
Pepper from downstairs is trying to reassure themselves, going, well, nothing could be worse than Vargalath.
You hear that name, Pepper, and it strikes a pang in your heart for just a brief moment. You steel yourself, cracking a joke. Everything's fine, obviously. But there's a brief moment of hesitation, and you feel your hand shake.
Yeah.
Vergalath was a very powerful entity. About as powerful as most anything that was born of the world. Orcus was born before the world.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Orcus is the reason why undeath exists in our world.
So, what is he doing?
I don't know. But I do know anybody acting in his name is planning something very bad for everyone. And the combination of the ability to create undead combined with the fact that these people are looking for dragons is... We just fought the head of the Fellguard. I guarantee that if there were anything left of him in that corpse, he would not have attacked other members of the Fellguard. Which means that if they are able to get their hands on this dragon and they're able to make an undead dragon, it doesn't matter how intelligent a dragon is. It doesn't matter what it would have enjoyed doing in life. Whatever these people are planning, it becomes another weapon in their arsenal. And they are not the kind of shaft that we want with that kind of blade on the end.
So what now?
Okay. I'm going to work under the assumption that this space was left here to slow us down. We need to get this information to people higher up than us, and then we need to I don't know.
Kill a demon?
We need to find a dragon before they kill the dragon. Is there anywhere else in this area that we have not searched?
Not in this, not in the warehouse. It's been pretty cleared out.
Look, if they set up all of this to slow us down by a few minutes, that means they're already on the move.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you they're several steps ahead of us already.
We need to go. We need to go now.
Let's get Pepper and go.
We should also find out what else those two learned, if anything. Perhaps
All right,
after
so
the trauma passes, they'll remember more.
you head back downstairs, joining up with Pepper, who is consoling the... Are you with them, or are you just nearby? The two?
I would have, like, when they were really, like when he was like actively sobbing, I think I would have. But if he had calmed down, like I think I would have gone over and just like talked with them. Maybe not like going back through the questions that Zira's already asked, but like maybe just trying to like talk them through what happened, like very like gently and casually.
Okay. You get down there. The other three arrive just as Calcorin is starting to resolve himself a little bit more. The panic and the adrenaline has passed, and you can tell that him being healed by you has sort of calmed him down a bit more. And he looks and says, I'm sorry, I told you everything that I know.
It's okay. I'm really sorry this happened to you, and you don't need to worry about anything else because we're going to take this to the proper people, and we're going to make sure it's taken care of.
Okay. Well, are we going back to the Fellguard now?
Yeah, I'm sure my friends are, once they finish their, well, whatever they are doing up there, I'm sure that we will go back to the Fellguard and you guys can, you know, get more healing and we'll go, I don't know, do what we're gonna do, I guess.
It's at that point the three of them exit the room and hit the stairs coming down. Oliver has a 1,000-yard stare on his face.
Hi, everybody. Don't look too happy to see Pepper.
I need paper and a quill.
You don't see anything around here unless somebody has something in their inventory.
No.
We won't have much on us at all because we didn't exactly
Yeah.
pack for this trip.
Okay. I'm just gonna go out in the street. There's a wanted poster and a bit of charcoal. I just need paper and a way to write on it as quickly as possible.
Gotcha. You do find a poster that is tacked onto one of the poles out there. It's calling for in need of roommates. You go flip it over to the blank side and using some some dirt, you're able to scratch out what you need. What are you writing?
Okay. I am writing exactly what I've just realized.
Okay.
They're looking for dragons. Orcus is involved. I think that they've got already a stash of weaponized corpses. And they are moving now, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that all down, and then I'm gonna like roll it up, and then just go Zipexy, and the owl pops into existence.
Appears right next to you.
Okay. Take this. Go
Flutters a little
back
bit.
to take this to the champions of the Fellguard. They're back at Fellguard Hall. Give it to them immediately. If anyone tries to stop you, peck them in the arm.
The owl just sort of cocks its head slightly and then silently takes off from your hand, flying with the scrolled up the rolled up scroll, and disappears into the fog, the glow fading.
All right, look, we've informed the authorities. But if they're moving now, we need to move now.
Well, the one place we know they're going is where the Red Dragon is, because they learned that location. So if we can get them to tell us where that is, we could try to beat them there.
Where is it?
Oh my god.
You turn on.
Can I just
Calcorin.
step in front of Oliver and just be like, I'm sorry for the energy he just came at you with.
I'm backing
And,
up
like,
Oliver.
Can I try to like
Interesting.
reestablish the little friendship that I had going with them, and just kind of kneel down and go, So, remember when I was telling you that they were, reviving people that died at the party? My friends and I have reason to believe that because they can control the undead, and now that we know they wanted information on the dragon, you can see maybe where I am going with this, and it is bad. Um, is there any way that you can tell us the location of the red dragon that you told them, so that we might be able to go and prevent them?
Calcorin looks at you with wide eyes, and you can see that he is fighting an instinct right now. His duty as a watcher is very, very strictly prohibitive of giving away this information. This is not information that anyone outside of the Watcher should know. Not even the head of the Fellguard knew the exact location of these dragons. The fact that he's given away this information has broken him to the point that he is basically feeling like a complete failure in his position. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. But I'm going to say give me it with disadvantage.
Okay. Can I try to tack something onto the end of this just to see if it makes a difference? And if it doesn't, that's fine. I would like to look at him and go, I know that what I'm asking you to do goes against every instinct that you have.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. It's hard to hear you. If you could just speak up a little bit.
Yeah. I'll just tell them, I know what I'm asking you to do goes against every instinct that you have, but if this is the only way to save the dragon, then isn't that your whole job? To protect them? I'll roll for
I will let you roll
damage.
with just a normal straight roll. So you're going to lose disadvantage.
Oh, okay. I rolled 2 dice, so I'm just gonna roll again. Wee. Huh. That's good. The 24.
24. Okay. The gnome looks at you and says, they asked specifically about Imalar, the red dragon. And after they threatened Takash, that's the only name I gave up. If you want to find him, you'll have to go to the barren slopes north of Autumn Hall. That's where he resides.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You both are heroes.
Does he know you?
Yes.
Will your name help us or hurt us?
I'm worried that just giving up my name he might think that something is amiss if somebody comes in brandishing my name as a weapon. You see, we work closely with these dragons. There's a certain level of trust that we have. And if I've given up his position, then there's no telling what he will do.
I want to grab Oliver and Xeris and pull them aside. And I'm going to say, does this mean we need to bring this guy with us? Does he need to come with us? If we can't trust what's going to happen without him?
I mean, I'm worried that the enemy is going to get there first regardless. So I don't know if it's going to make any difference.
I will listen. Here's what we can do. I will, after Zepexi is done delivering that information to the champions, I will instruct her to come back here, and he can write down anything that we need to know, and she can bring it back to us.
Okay. If we think, I mean, I hope that'll work.
It's not a great plan, but it's the fairest balance of going in with information versus going in now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm not gonna write down information for you. You understand that, right?
I don't know. I feel like we're way past that.
All right. Look, I understand that you feel like you have a job to do. The cat is already halfway out of the bag. We can either have the half with the cute fluffy tail, or we can have the half with all the claws. I personally would rather have the entire cat.
I think what he means is us knowing won't harm the dragon anymore. We're going to save it. And just because we know where it is doesn't mean we're going to hurt it. We want to save it. I'm so sorry.
The fact that you referred to a dragon as an it tells me everything that I need to know. I don't feel like I have a job. I don't feel like I have a job. I have a responsibility that I was entrusted to. You know how many people tried for the position of Watcher? I have been in this job for 30 years. These dragons know me. These dragons trust me. If you go in there jumping around all half-cocked like this, you're going to fucking die. You understand that, right? You kicked in a door earlier after I specifically told you that there was a trap, and you almost got us all killed.
Okay, hold on. It was a really muted thing over the phone, and you just kind of muffled a word. So I want that on the record that one was not on us. Thank you.
This guy's a gnome, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
Give me a strength check. It's gonna be a contested strength.
22.
Okay, yeah, you pick him up.
I'm gonna put him right up next to my face, and I'm gonna say, look, I am speaking to you right now as somebody who has fucked up really bad and ruined some really important things in his life. You just did that. But you are still at a point that you can fix some of this stuff. I understand that you don't want to have written information about this flying around. I understand that you feel like you have a responsibility. I understand that you feel like there is a level of respect that needs to be held for this dragon. But right now, we are trying to fix what is going on. And if we don't go in there with all the information that we can have so that we can do this right, then it's not going to be him. Your dragon friend is going to be gone, and in its place is going to be a world-destroying, undead corpse of a weapon. It will be it, and it will be the thing that kills not you, not me, everyone. So please, set aside the responsibilities that you have already broken for 30 seconds and help us be prepared to save your friend.
You feel a hand on your shoulder.
Then I put him down.
And you look to your left to see Takash. And he says, all of us are going to go back to the guild. And we are going to share the information that you need. And you are going to go save a dragon. Do we have an accord?
We do.
If you touch my friend again, I will burn you alive. Let's
And
go.
I sincerely hope I don't have to touch him again.
You watch as Takash walks past you and puts a hand on Kalkorin's shoulder and leads him. And the four of you head in the direction of the Fellguard. The sun is beginning to rise in the distance now. And the mist is beginning to burn off. But you know that there is a very, very big responsibility that is falling on your shoulders now. And very, very soon you may find yourself face to face with a dragon. That is where we are going to end our session.
For the record, I was not the one being the asshole there for the first time.
By the shaft! Folks, thank you so much for joining me.
Picked him up by the staff.
You may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful dragon. Is this not my beautiful dragon? Folks, this has been the Fellguard Season 2. We stream this every single Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to see more, please consider giving us a follow, or if you'd like to help out the channel, please consider subscribing. This is our favorite thing to do. We love telling stories like this. And, ooh, what a doozy. I need everyone to just breathe that one out. Some high-flying tension right at the end there, but damn, what a session. We had some combat, we had some stealthing, we had a lot of dead people and some weird finger stuff. My MO. All right, we are going to raid somebody, PSL Comedy says, so stick around, folks. All that stuff will be in the chat. Again, we'll see you next Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Fellguard Season 2, Episode 3. Good night, everybody.